Have you wondered if now's the right time for you to buy a house? I'm sure you're hearing it everywhere. All the scary things about buying a house right now. Interest rates are high, home prices are high. There's talk of inflation, of a housing crash, of foreclosures. So, how do you know if it's the right time for you to buy or not? So, today I thought we would have a conversation and just talk about it all to help you be better informed. Hi, my name's Deanna. I'm a realtor with Reese Nichols Realtors Excelsior Springs, part of the Bill Hightower team. So first, let's talk about some of these things that we've been hearing a lot of talk about. For example, the interest rates. Yes, interest rates are high right now, and there's talk that it's going to continue to rise well into 2023. How long are they going to continue rising, or how far up are they going to go? I don't know. At this point, we do know that they have not reached the height of what interest rates have been in the past. Back in the 80s, they were higher than they are now. Could they get there? Maybe. But there's really not, I don't have a crystal ball, so I couldn't tell you what it will do in the future. It's always, good to buy as soon as you can to get the lowest interest rate possible. Now, I'm not saying that to say that you should buy now. That's just a factor. That's one thing to consider. Housing prices are higher. So how does that affect you buying? Well, with the higher interest rates and then the home costing more to buy, it's going to make your payment a lot higher. So that is definitely something to consider. The kind of home that you could buy a year or two ago is going to be a lot different than what you could afford to buy now, because the same house is going to have a lot higher payment because of the higher price and the combination of that with a higher interest rate. So that can factor in. The things that might be available to you in the price range that you can afford might be a different kind of house than you would have liked. That's not to say that you couldn't buy a house right now, but the price point that you might fit in might be different than what you had first thought, or the kind of houses that are in that price point that you actually qualify for might be different houses than you were hoping for. So it's all part of the research phase to see if there are homes out there that will fit your needs for the budget that you have. Now let's talk about the other things that we hear about as far as foreclosures coming down the road and as far as the housing market going to crash. Now, again, I don't have a crystal ball. I can't look into the future and know what's going to happen. But I will say that it isn't the same as it was back in '08 when we had a housing crash then. We had a lot of homes, an abundance of homes available for buyers back then. Today, we still have low inventory. Also, because home prices have gone up so much, many people have a lot of equity in their home. So even if they got to a situation where they needed to let go of their home, they can often sell it and still pay the mortgage off, or even make some money on the sale of their house, instead of the opposite. At that time back in '08, most people, the housing prices had dropped. And if somebody needed to sell their home, they couldn't sell for what they owed. They were upside down, and that's what caused a lot of foreclosures. So it's a whole different situation now. So it doesn't look like we could have a housing crash this time around. But again, I don't have a crystal ball, and I for sure couldn't tell you what the future holds. The data just doesn't show that that is likely. Same with foreclosures. There are some foreclosures. They have gone up a little bit from what they were a year or two ago. However, I don't think we're going to see the amount of foreclosures that we saw back in '08, again, simply because home prices have gone up so much, and most people who were able to buy have equity in their home and can sell for what they owe. Okay, now, hearing all of that, what does that mean for you? How do you know? That still doesn't answer your question if now is the right time for you to buy. I don't want to scare you with this information. The most important thing for you to do is look at your situation and see what you can or can't do. Why are you considering buying? Is there a need to move? Is there a location that you need to be in? There are a lot of times that people need to move for whatever reason. So rather than renting, is buying a better option. So the way to determine that is to educate yourself about your specific situation, not just in whole, in general, not just a matter of what in general the market is doing, but specifically your situation and what you can or can't do. So here's how you do that. First, talk with a lender. A lender's going to be able to give you a lot of information. When you talk to a lender and you go through the process to get pre-approved, that's going to tell you a lot of things that will help you with that decision-making process. What kind of loan you're going to get, how much of a down payment is going to be required for that loan. It's going to help you know what sales price you're looking to be in and what that equates to as a monthly payment. If all those things are doable for you, then maybe now is a good time for you to buy a home. In conjunction with that, you want to talk with a realtor and take a look at homes in that price point and make sure that those homes fit the needs that you have. And if you can find a home in the price point that you can afford and they fit the needs that you have in the area that you need to be in, then it might be the right time to consider buying a home. There are a lot of loan options out there, and talking with a lender will give you a better picture of what kind of options they have that might help you to get in a home with even a little bit lower interest rate than what's currently available out there. And then finally, if you have a home to sell before you can buy another home, talk with a trusted realtor. Have a realtor come out and take a look at your home and give you an idea of what your home could sell for. That's going to also help you with knowing where you stand with numbers, how much you can get out of your home, how quickly they think it could sell for. It is a trickier market right now, so making sure you know how they could market it and make sure that they have a game plan and a strategy that will work in this kind of a market. And then also get their opinion of anything that you might need to do to that home to ensure that it sells for the most top dollar and the quickest possible. All of this information combined is going to help you to be the most informed you can be. That way you can make the best decision for you. I know it's scary to hear all the stuff out there right now about the housing market, and it can make you feel like it's impossible. Don't let that stop you from at least researching to see if it could be the right time for you. My goal is not to convince you to buy right now. My goal is for you to be able to make your desires become reality if now is the right time. You might determine that it isn't the right time for you, but now you have a game plan in action. You know how much money you need to save, what kind of loan you're going to need. If you need to work on your credit, here are some things you can do to get your credit up. All these things can be very empowering for you so that you can have success, if not now, in the future at some point. So I hope this is an encouragement to you. I hope this information is helpful. Please like this video if it was. I would love to know what your thoughts are. Leave me a comment below and let me know if you have any other questions about this topic. And don't forget to subscribe as we put new videos out each week. Thanks again and have a blessed day.